Hi friends! Today I would like to share with you how to create a consistent character using Midjourney version 4. So first of all, let's check that we are indeed using version number 4. For that, let's type /settings and enter. And make sure your Midjourney version 4 is selected. Also, at the moment, those are the settings that are supported, style, medium, and I'm pretty sure that in future other things will be supported, but at the moment of recording this, make sure that style is at medium. It's just Midjourney version 4 is rather new right now, so it only allows rendering square images, and those are the settings. So after you made sure that your settings are all set, go and upload a file with your photograph. And again, at the moment, because it only renders square images, let's upload a square image. In future, when other aspect ratios will be supported, you can likely upload other dimensions. So, and press enter. So now, if you click on the image and then click on Open Original, you can select this in your browser and press copy and then close. And now, if you go into Imagine Prompt, you can copy paste your image as a prompt. And what I found is really interesting and helpful is if I name this prompt. For example, my name is Christina, and if I write Christina, and I can also add a little bit like a backslash and see what Midjourney is going to do. So just to make sure I am rendering in a fast mode right now. You don't have to render in fast mode, but just because it's a tutorial, I'll make sure I'm in a fast mode. Or actually, I was in a fast mode, which is great. We don't have to wait too much. And let's just see. So the reason I used slash is because you don't have to, you can just use any name you like. And what I find, if it's a feminine name, it will be more on the side of rendering something that looks like female presenting or feminine presenting. And if you write a more masculine name, it may add mustache or a beard, and I don't want mustache for my character. So as you can see, this is pretty impressive, and I can choose which one I like more. Say maybe this one, or maybe this one. They're slightly different. I think I will select this one, the fourth one, and I will render it. And this will be my character, and this will be a character I will address with this name I made. And you need to remember that, as you can see, I uploaded my image and it slightly changed that. And if I would use a different name or a different word, it would change it in a different way. And I think the reason why is because they want to avoid deepfakes, so they don't let you render exactly like this, which I find is actually pretty cool for comic books and graphic novels. So now this will be my character. I really like green eyes. I actually have exactly the same shade of my eyes. And now I will again press on it and press Open Original and save this, copy and close. And now when I would like to make anything with this character, I will actually use this image instead of this one. So for example, if I write Christina / is riding a bicycle. Yes, I'm so grateful that there is autocorrect, and just press enter. So the problem that a lot of people encountered is that when you upload a headshot like this, you will get a headshot pretty much the same same headshot style. So, and if you want half body or full body images, that's usually a challenge. So here, because I said is riding a bicycle, it's obvious that it will have to include bicycle in some way, and I'm pretty sure it will be just a little bit of this bicycle, not like the full thing. But it's already kind of cool that we kind of extended this portrait into something bigger. And as you can see, it, even though it used a similar face, it changed it a little bit. But I think there is some kind of likeness with this one, so I probably will use this first one for my graphic novel or illustration book, whatever I'm making. Another thing is that you can also do this again and go to this image and make sure this is the copied image. And when you write your prompt, you can also include more details, like Christina backslash is wearing a brown shirt and riding a bicycle in New York. So yeah, as you can see, it is very similar. You can kind of see it's a rather similar character. If we use this image now, it will slightly change it again. So the likeness from the image, if you use this one or this one, will be not as close. Which means sometimes you will have to return back to this image and use it anyway. But sometimes you can experiment. You can use this image, you can open original, you can save it, you can do copy, and then see if we can create a full body image of our character. For example, Christina backslash standing on the top of the mountain, full body, just full body. So you see here is wearing a brown shirt. I think I should have specified it's a dark brown or maybe even black shirt, because it kind of favored a rather lighter one. But I can see that I need to be really selective. I think this one, the likeness is much closer to my original character. So it's a lot of trial and error, and sometimes it renders a slightly different character. Like I can see that this face looks very much different and this face looks very much different, but this one is pretty incredible. What else you can do is you can use remix. Remember how we set settings over here, so make sure your remix mode is on. What you can try to do, and doesn't always work, but if you go to make variations, it will let you add something. So here maybe if we add full body, standing, like walking on the street of New York, and just let's see what happens. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't, but it's a lot of like trying. So you see here the faces are absolutely awful. That's why sometimes taking this image, which is like a half body, isn't really good. So we will go back to this one and again copy And let's try to run this exact prompt with that first image. If you use full body image as a prompt, the thing is, it will change the face differently, which means that even though this is me and I can use a full body image of myself as a prompt, the faces will be changed a little bit differently. So we kind of need to walk around like using one image and as a base, and then kind of playing with what we will get. Yeah, those are pretty cool. I really like those. And I think the likeness, like this one doesn't look like my first image at all, but I think this one looks very, very closely. Another thing you can try to do is using, as I said, a full body image. So here I prepared few full body images like this one I took of myself in Canada with a sewing machine. I'm actually a conceptual photographer, so I sometimes take really strange photos and open original and just copy. And then let's see what happens. So if I write the same prompt, Christina backslash, the backslash is just because I want to make it a little bit more unique than just Christina, because I have a feeling if I just use Christina, it will probably maybe pull some popular person, and I just want to alter it just a tiny bit. So over here, as you can see, this is a little bit better, but what I notice here is that it made me much younger than I actually am. So it may be actually a good idea to describe the age and what I wear in every prompt, because if I would use this image and say an elderly person, it would render a completely different face, and because it doesn't know how old Christina backslash is, it would sometimes change the age. So here we go, and here we are. This is the image. This is like the sewing machine. I wish I didn't have it for this particular example, but those are the images that were generated based on that. And I do quite like this character, so I think I'm going to render this character and just try again to create a new character. But as you can see, I feel like it always tries to kind of shrink it a little bit. So another thing that you can try, if you use a full body image, you can say full body Christina. You don't have to write full body. You can also write something that specifies where the character stands, like on the ground, or like which shoes the character wears, because in that case AI will have to render the character. So for example, I would say Christina is standing in the middle of the sea wearing a white dress, and see what happens. Here I created a completely different character, and it kind of caught how my character has long hair just like I had on my full body image, and that it has the character has a white gown. It didn't quite pick up it's a sewing machine, but I don't really need it. So, and again over here it's like a little bit more dress. The faces, I find the more kind of body you've got, the harder it is for it to render. But let's see what is happening here. Like, as you already can see, that it really, when I said is standing in the middle of the city wearing a white dress, it kind of rendered it full body, but I can already see that the faces are a problem. So what I would recommend you doing is to render your character from different angles, and then you can use Photoshop to or any other tool to kind of improve the faces. And I find the thing is that that image isn't the best resolution, so I feel like that's the reason it's kind of this way. But if I really wanted to use it, what I could do is, for example, I could have rendered this one bigger, and as you can see, the face is absolutely terrible. And then I could probably use this one. I could save it and say headshot, and then I would use this one, and I can see that the light isn't the same, so it's not going to be perfect photo bashing work, but I just want to show you that this is one of the options you can use when you render something and it's a full body but you don't get a good face. It just fails to do that. So let's just make it large, and almost there. Here we go. So you see, I actually really like this border. It's just great. It's just the face. And let me see if I can pull it into Photoshop. Right. No, that's not what I want. Let's just go to my desktop. Alright. And then let's open this one. Yeah, the light is completely not not perfect for this. And if I wasn't doing a tutorial, I probably would spend more time matching the light, but I just really want to show you like that you kind of can make this a little bit like more opacity, and kind of come here and see if we can just work on the face and go up and create a mask. I find that in other systems, even in like Stable Diffusion that I use locally, when it is a full body, it's just really difficult for AI to render detailed faces. So just being able to kind of photo bash and use different tools, like the light isn't really matching, but I can use different layers, and I can use color balance to make it a bit like matching the light a bit more, and to use some brightness, and maybe go into contrast like all the way down. So you see, it's kind of getting a little bit better. And I would go to flow. Here is all my compositing skills will kind of work. And if I was doing it properly, I would definitely layer it so much better, make sure that like the face is lighted properly and I can see that like this is really like let's see from a distance. Yeah, so see the light, it requires a lot of work. It requires much more work than just few simple clicks. But as you can see, you can kind of like create images from a distance if you photo brush like this. So this is the like really quick example, and I don't think like I think it's I will need to make it a little bit bigger probably to like really match, maybe a bit of more masking, but you get an idea. So you can always render from full body images like something like this, and then also render characters where you can see the face and specify the lighting, and then kind of put it together in Photoshop. Now, I hope this was helpful for your unique character creations, and I will talk to you soon.